A troubled Orange County bar could finally be forced to close its doors. We've been telling you about all the problems at El Rinconcito since a man was shot in the head in the parking lot Monday morning. Channel 9's Steve Barrett joining us live from there right now. And Steve, the owner of that building, took action today.
She says this bar's days are numbered because of violent incidents and law breaking that go on here. Right here looks like a bullet hole from some gunfire that happened, but the number of days may not be many. This is a 3-day notice for them to respond to the eviction. And look over here, this is from the fire marshal. They want to inspect this entire building. We also found out more about the man who says he runs this embattled bar. Around 4:15 a.m. on Monday, this surveillance video captured a man in a heated discussion with someone before he drives his car forward toward the people he's talking to. Moments later, he backs up and quickly drives away, almost hitting a light pole and jumping a curb. It's the latest instance of violence at El Rinconcito Bar and Grill, a business being evicted now.
He has to follow the rules, so whatever has to be done, it has to be done.
Domingo Montez is blind, but still flips pizzas at his business. He says his neighbor's employees are aggressive when neighbors complain.
They take all my parking spaces over there. I tell them to move, they curse me out instead.
Today, Channel 9 found an arrest report that shows in August, Wilmer Romero was arrested after telling deputies he was the operator of the bar, allegedly selling alcohol after hours. The arrest affidavit shows Romero told deputies he was having a private party and all alcohol had been purchased in advance. And that private party story is a common way some bars try to stay open later than the law allows. In this case, obviously, it did not work for him. Now the owner of this bar, the man who runs it, faces two options. Either he's going to close his doors and move out, or he's going to fight the eviction in court. Reporting live in Orange County, Steve Barrett, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.